Now at 5:30 this morning, former FBI Director James Comey delivers his highly anticipated testimony before Congress. It's his first public remark since President Trump abruptly fired him last month. Comey put his interactions with the president on the record yesterday by making his opening statement public. Comey detailed numerous apparently uncomfortable interactions he had with President Trump. One of the most notable came in February when Comey says the president pressured him to drop the investigation of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Comey recalled having 9 one-on-one conversations with President Trump in just 4 months, one in which he says the president asked him for a pledge of loyalty.
And it reads more like a Tom Clancy novel than your usual garden variety congressional testimony. For example, Comey confirms that Trump asked him to end that investigation into Flynn. That by itself is almost a Watergate level effort to interfere with an ongoing investigation.
Senate lawmakers on both sides plan to press Comey on why he only put the information in memos and shared it with his closest aides. Comey maintains he approached Attorney General Jeff Sessions with his concerns. And we now move our coverage to CBS 4's Weijia Jiang, who's live in Washington, D.C. this morning. Weijia, a lot of people calling this testimony must-see TV. I know some bars in D.C. are even planning some watch parties there, so a lot of people want to hear what the fired FBI director has to say. We've seen those opening statements that he plans to say, including the phrase, lift the cloud. What exactly does that mean?
Good morning, Lauren. So this is a very detailed account of the very personal interactions that former FBI Director James Comey had with the president. And you're right. He, in one of them, says that the president called him and described the Russia investigation as a cloud that was impairing his ability to act on behalf of the country. Comey says also the president asked him what he could do to lift that cloud. And as a response, Comey said he was working on the FBI investigation, conducting it as quickly as possible. All of these opening remarks are in his own words, but it is important to note moving forward as we all watch that Comey is going to testify based on facts. He is not going to be drawing conclusions. We do not expect him to offer any legal analysis because that is not his place, and plenty of this is open to interpretation.
All right, Weijia, just going through that opening statement, it is clear, though, that Comey felt uncomfortable and was sort of questioning these one-on-one interactions he had with the president. Some analysts have said that President Obama at some points would tell certain people that he would appoint to offices or hire for posts. This is probably the last time I'm going to talk to you in this way again. And that was something that happened with James Comey and the president. So how strange were these interactions, and what does it say about the relationship that Comey had with the president?
It certainly says a lot that after their first face-to-face meeting, Comey felt compelled to begin this very detailed journaling, if you will, to sort of memorialize all the interactions that he has with the president. And when you're reading this, there is a wide range of what Comey was feeling. Again, it is all open to interpretation, but apparently Comey said on many occasions the president pressured him when it came to investigating now former security advisor Michael Flynn, that the president asked him for a pledge of loyalty and repeatedly asked Comey to explicitly and publicly make clear that the president himself was not under investigation, which is actually part of the testimony that we will hear today.
All right, Weijia, people are going to be watching, no doubt. You can watch it here on CBS 4 beginning at 10 o'clock. And people will also be watching the president's Twitter account to see what reaction he has. Weijia, live for us in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much. And Comey will testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee live this morning at 10 o'clock. That follows a special extended 3-hour edition of CBS This Morning starting at 7, right after CBS 4 this morning.